Hi, incredible championship chorus ladies. I am going to help you apply your makeup tonight. First we're going to go through all of the required items that we're going to be applying, and then I'll go over the technique. So what you're going to need is you're going to need your foundation primer and your foundation. And then we're also going to need your 3 eye colors, the Crystalline, Granite, and Plum, and then your golden copper cheek color, and your eye primer, your brow liner, your eyeliner, your mascara, and then your lip liner and lipstick. So that's going to be all the stuff that we're going to need in order to apply. Now remember, the course has on hand the eyeliner and the eye primer and the foundation primer. And so you can use that. You just have to find a member of the costume committee, and they will have those for you to use if you would rather not purchase them for yourself. And you can use any of your own brow liner, your eyeliner. It has to be black, and then a black mascara. But you don't have to purchase those through Mary Kay. Those are just, you can use your own of those. But the colors are definitely things, unless you've gotten permission from the costume committee to do something different, that is what we use, just to make sure that we are as uniform as possible. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to apply, my face is cleaned and dried, and the first thing I'm going to do is apply the foundation primer. So it looks like this. It's a clear gel, and it's super important. I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to show you. I'm actually only going to put it on half my face tonight, just so you can see the benefit. When we first proposed the plan, you guys who were there got to see the benefit of Renee only doing half of her face. And it was pretty spectacular. So I thought I'd do that for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So I applied the foundation primer to my face. I did go down to my neck because we are going to need to make sure our foundation goes, covers everywhere, because we are wearing a shade that's 2 shades darker than what we would normally wear on the street because of the stage lighting. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation. And if you don't have your individual shade yet, I can definitely do that. We'll just test stripe you on a course night or whenever. Now, some people like to take their foundation, kind of dot it on their fingers and dot it around and then smooth around. That's a great way to apply your makeup to get it all spread out. I just kind of, spread it all around. Make sure you get your eyelids as well as your under your eyes and those creases and stuff. Just make sure it's all spread out and even. So the important, the reasons why we use the primers is, one, because it helps the makeup adhere, because we have a long day where we apply our makeup and then we're rehearsing and then we have warm-up time and all of that, and then we get on stage and you want your makeup to look the same as when you put it on. So it helps it to adhere. It creates a canvas that is seamless, which will make everything look the same, and it also makes everything true to color. So you'll see that in this video. So the next thing that we're going to do is actually to just kind of define things to get set for color. So we're going to go ahead and do our eyebrows. And so, like I said, you can use any eyebrow liner that you may have that works for you. This is not, you don't have to get a specific one. You want to get one that I've found that a classic blonde works well for almost everybody. And you just want to do little short sweeping motions just along the arc of your, follow the natural curve of your brow. And the reason we do this is actually was brought up recently, is that it actually helps a lot with facial expression. So when we're doing our presentation and we're doing those little tiny changes that the coaches talk about so often that help it reinforce what we're singing, and It's really helpful when people can see our eyebrows and what they're doing. So we want to make sure and nothing crazy, you know, just make them natural, and you don't have to, it's not a coloring page. So brow liner, awesome. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and start applying color. A lot of people put eyeliner on first. We're actually going to apply our eyeliner after our color is on, because we actually want those defined lines. We don't want it to be as natural as we would normally do it on the street. So the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to use my brushes just because that's it's easier for me to apply. Most of you will have your compact brushes, and that's fine too. So first we're going to apply, let me show you the diagram, actually, that'll be helpful. So ignore the lines, for some reason my printer was acting a little funny. So we have the Crystalline, which is the base color, is going to go from your lash line to brow line. I'm going to go all around there. And then we're going to create an accent, which is going to be the Plum, and that's going to be this V right here. You're going to go along your lash line, and then in that crease right there, and just make a V. Then you're going to make a sweeping motion with the Granite, which is your blending color, and you just kind of gently sweep it across and up, going from where there's most color to where there's the least color, so that we can make sure everything blends really well. So that's the plan, and I'm going to show you how that's done. So first we're going to take our Crystalline, which is right here, the light one, this one right here. And you're going to go, like I said, from, oh, I almost forgot my eye primer. That's super important. So let me show you that. That's this little silver tube right here. And it's just a little, you want to use your ring finger. And because our eye area is 7 times thinner than the rest of our face, so you want to be super gentle, not pull or tug, and you want to just put it all the way from your lash line to your brow line. And the eye primer is very important, for the same reasons the face primer is. It also helps with creasing. So if you struggle with creasing, if, like, you know, halfway through your day you have like these big deep lines of eye color, this will definitely keep that from happening. So again, now we're gonna start with our Crystalline. We're gonna go from our lash line all the way up to the brow line. Get that all on there. And do the other side. Like, I don't know. So as you can see, I use the same amount putting it on my brush, and this one I did one application from the bottom, and then I did some on the top, and then just blended. And this one, my first application, you can kind of barely see. So I'm going to add a little bit more, but not too much more, because I want you to see the difference between not using primer and using primer. So there's that. The next thing that we're going to do is take, I'm going to use actually my pointed brush, my accent brush, and you would probably use the sponge tip brush if that's what you have for your brushes. And for what I just did, you would use the softer brush. So we're going to take the accent brush, and we're going to make that little V I was talking about. So you go right along your lash line. Again, that color matches pretty well with the color that's right here, which is really awesome. That's what we want. We want it really deep, really dark, so that people can see. And, you know, when you look yourself in the mirror, it's going to look a little weird. You're not going to feel comfortable. You know, you wouldn't go out like this. But on stage, it's visible. People can actually see what we're doing with our face and what we're doing with our eyes, and it makes us all look very polished and uniform, which is awesome. So again, we're gonna just do this. And again, you can see the difference between not having primer and having primer. There's just a definite difference. So there's that, is the accent color. And then you're going to go ahead and go back to your soft brush, and get some of the Granite on there, but you're going to want to kind of blow it off or tap it on your wrist or something just to get some of it. You don't want too much color because, again, it's a blending color, so you're going to go where there's most color. You start there. You're just going to sweep it across and up, and then eventually kind of fade off up into the crystalline. You kind of want some of the crystalline up here because that helps to highlight your brow. And then we're going to do it on the other side. So, we've got that going on. So we got our eye colors, they're all done. Here's the non-primer and primer. And then now we're going to go ahead and you always save your cheeks for last. Just a makeup tip, because you want to get your eyes done and see how dark those are, and then coordinate with your lips, and then your cheeks are going to kind of make that blend. You don't want your cheeks to be too much more bold than the rest of what's going on, but you also don't want it to be really subdued, because you want it to just, otherwise it kind of creates a dynamic that's not too pleasing. So we're going to go ahead and line our eyes first and get our mascara on, and then we're going to move on to lips. So I'm going to go ahead, and you want to kind of just tightly, just lightly tug at this side and just do little sweeping motions like we did on our brows, except you're going to do it right across your eye, your lash line. So right across there. Go all the way across. And get that done. Okay. And then I just need to pull it out a little bit. And then you want to do the bottom. There we go. Yeah. And then we're going to do this side. And just so you know, the lids of these pencils actually come off, and there's a little, it took me years to figure that out. There's actually a little sharpener there, so you can actually sharpen this, and, yay. Get it to be, there we go. I'm going to do that here. Again, just sweeping motions right across your lash line, all the way across on the top. And then you want to, on the bottom, you want to kind of go from like the middle of your pupil. If you look straight forward, you want to go to about the middle of your pupil, maybe a little over toward the corner, over to the outside. So that's kind of how eyeliner should look. Then I'm going to put on our mascara, and one of the ways to do that is you just get the mascara brush bowl and you put it on the base of your lash like this, and you kind of wiggle as you blink. So just wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Such a dumb song. Anyway, so, and then we just, touch the bottom. Some people like to use the tip. I find sometimes I end up bumping my face when I do that, so I don't usually use the tip. But some people like to do that, and that's totally a fine way to do it. So we do that. There we go. I don't know if you can hear it, it's raining right now. I love rain. We're going to get that. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. There we go. So we're good. Out of my... So now we're going to go ahead and apply our lip liner. And we're going to do this is Plum, and we're going to do two little seagulls. We're going to do a seagull over here, a little peek, and a seagull over here, a little peek. And then we're going to drag those down to the end, and drag it down to the end the other way. And then down here we're going to do a little U, And then we're going to drag it up and drag it up. Okay, so that's our liner. And then we actually, one of the practices we do in the chorus application technique is to actually color your lips in. So we're going to just kind of get all that color on there. And what, I'll explain in a second. So you just get that all on there. And the reason we do this, which is really important, is that the lipsticks are made, and most lipsticks are, to work with the pigment in your lips. And so it actually, you can use the same lipstick for every person and it'll look completely different, unless you put a base on. And so this is kind of a base. This gives us a base color, a canvas to be able to put the lipstick on, and it'll be the same for everybody. The same color for everybody, which is awesome. So next we're going to take our Amber Suede, and the Amber Suede is the color that we use for contest and most performances. For gigs, sometimes the costume committee decides to do the whipped berries. So I'm going to just grab some toilet paper and wipe some of that off a little. And like I said, it's going to look a little funny in the mirror for you because you're not used to having this much makeup on. And that's okay, because on stage it's a very different story. So this is kind of like stage makeup. The last thing that we're going to do, let me just check. Yep. Last thing we're going to do is our blush. And so first, I'm going to use my brush, but you can use the cheek brush that comes in your compact if you would like. And we're going to take our brush, we're going to kind of blow it off a little bit, and then you want to go from kind of right underneath the middle of your eye, the middle of your pupil right here, and you're going to kind of do sweeping motions. And one of the ways to figure out where to put it, you want to put it right on your cheekbone. You can do the smiling and figuring out, okay, we're going to do this little pooch right here and then go up towards our hairline. You can do that. Or you can suck into, you can do this thing so you know where your cheekbone is. But basically, you just want to follow your cheekbone. And again, you want it defined. You don't want like a straight line, but you kind of want to make sure that it's a little blended. But that it's a good amount because, again, you want to be able to be seen from stage. So we're going to do that. I actually contour just a little bit. I put some like on up here to just kind of make sure that things set and that we have some contouring and shadows. And then another important place to put your blush is right underneath your cheekbone. And that really helps to... so you can see too, the face primer, even though I have the foundation on top of it, I have one cheek that's definitely more true to color than the other one. It's a little washed out. So, just reiterating that the importance of having that, primer on, just so that we can all make sure that we are all looking the same. So I think, just trying to make sure I covered everything. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that people are able to utilize this. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me or anybody on the costume committee. But this is what your finished chorus makeup should look like. And I think we did it in under 20 minutes. So that's super cool. So I love you guys so much. And I'm so excited to be on stage with you this weekend. And I just hope that this has been helpful for those of you who haven't done this yet, and a refresher for those of you who have. So have a great weekend, guys, and have fun putting on your makeup.